Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm gonna go over OCGN. And this was a basic first thread day setup. Um, this year at least the last several months, we've been getting this setup probably a few times a month, maybe two, three times a month, like on a really good setup. And OCGN today was one of those times. So basically, the first thing I do is I start off with the daily chart. Um, I'm looking for a multi-day run on big volume, and I'm looking for overextension in terms of price. So you can see that this had a base basically supported on the daily at about $7. You can see previously it's made big moves and come back down. And then more recently, earlier in October, um, we had this run up start. So we had this first leg here, and then it kind of held this higher low of $8. Then it pushed even higher. Then it started holding, and then we got a nice short squeeze here on a multi-day um, basis. So basically, we had after this day here, we had one, two, three, four, five solid green days, each day with exceedingly more and more volume. So that's typically a good sign. You want to see more and more volume being traded, more interest. Um, and then that final day, we're looking for highest volume traded on the entire run. We're looking for extreme overextension. Um, and in this case, OCGN, you can see, at this point, this final leg, we went from about $8 all the way up to high day of almost $18. And if you look pre-market, so if we're going to take the intraday chart, you can see that it went all the way up to 1880. Now, the previous day in my watch list, I was saying that on OCGN, I wanted a huge gap up and squeeze. And that's, basically what we got today. We got a nice gap up, all the way up to 1880. And, it closed right around, 15 and a half. So it's a $3 gap on this stock, which is, one has a, float over 100 million. So that's a big gap. Plus, it's been, running for multiple days in a row. So the extension is there, the volume's been there. We've been trading, you can see, 100, 200 plus million volume almost every single day. There's been a lot of volume going through. Now, the way I traded this is, I don't like being front side on moves like this, so I usually wait for, a fail and then I'll get in on a bounce. So basically, once this had dumped here off of the open, and then that next bounce, let me actually turn on VWAP because I trade with VWAP. We got to bounce back up to VWAP, and that's where I took my initial starter. And on that starter, I was risking off of pre-market high. So, and then we continued to fail. So then that following bounce, I added more. Obviously, moving down my risk level. And once I started sizing in more and more after the trade started working. And then basically I was, the goal was to take this into the close, and, cover along the way. And so I covered, my first, at first, like in the mid 13s, as you can see, we had, support here from the past previous days at, mid 13s. Um, and then, late day after we had, I ended up taking the rest of it off here at 13. You can see that 13 has been, a major level on the chart. You can see that it's had issue going up through that, and it's had issue going below that, so it was first resistance and then it became support. And you can see that's a lot of volume, and it spent a lot of time near that 13. Before obviously end of day and after hours, it's dumping now. But, that's kind of where I covered, and that's how I traded it. Um, I do believe this is probably gonna see $10 in the next few days by the end of the week, and if not, probably sometime next week. And then I would like to see some sort of bounce or gap up back into the 12, 13 level. Probably a few weeks, maybe a week or two, or maybe a little bit more from now, and then I would look to short that again, with all this resistance, up here in the 13 area. So that's kind of the how I traded it, and the trade plan for the future on this particular stock. So great setup. If you guys aren't familiar with it, it's pretty simple. Just a first red day on a multi-day run. Got a room, so if y'all want, you can check that out too.